Um,
You said,
well, I just want to gather my thoughts because I've been watching a lot of content, sis, about
yeah.
men that get women from different countries. They go like to the
Hmm.
Philippines and Thailand, and they're treated like men. They say that
Yep.
women, and I agree to a certain point. I tell Stephanie sometimes, sis, and she makes a face at me, but I got me a good woman, right? Thank God I got a traditional marriage, but I don't really convey, me, sis. I have a good idea, but I don't always convey the message clearly or directly. Sometimes I just kind of wing it, but I try to convey what I hear because I agree with a lot with what these guys are saying that in America the inflation, the debt we're in. I mean, the way feminism has taken over, a lot of people don't want to get married. And my wife even said on the couch, and we're Baptist, Bible thumpers, but she said that she sees how people wouldn't want to have dogs and kids or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's a big responsibility. People are broke. And, sometimes you can be under a lot of stress providing for kids and taking care of the house. And she had a better explanation about it. We talk about this. We talk about a lot of stuff all the time, but she's just saying she can see how, people don't want to get married nowadays and don't want to have kids. And especially with
I
this
mean, it's
with this
not.
financial climate we're in, it's a tough time to have a family and raise a family, and marriage is really on a decline. And that's what these guys talk about on these videos. How you know really the system's against a man in America to get married because alimony. I forgot what story I just saw on the news where this big millionaire he's giving half of his estate to his wife. You know what I'm saying? So once you get married and have kids, the state puts their foot in your business, and there you are paying alimony, child support, and giving up some of your retirement. I mean, it's not made for the working man or the average man to succeed. If you happen to get a divorce, or what I'm saying, it's like the whole system is set up against us and set up for us to fail. Go ahead.
Because they've taken the Bible out of everything, and I don't want to turn this into a religious like long-winded thing, but marriage is not looked at like it used to be looked at. Marriage used to be that you were building a family, you were building everything together, and my grandparents, dad's parents were married for 73 years before my grandmother passed away, and when I say they were together side by side through everything. They were there through everything, but it's not like that. Two of my nieces said, "I'll never get married."
Yeah,
Like they said, "I
I
might
hear
live."
that. I
They
hear
said,
that a
"Yep,
lot, sis.
I might live with somebody, but I'll never be married." And so, the traditional ways that we care the most about as conservatives have just kind of flown out the window, and I think it's due to the breakdown of Christianity and due to the breakdown of just the nuclear family.
I totally agree. It's like it was planned to do that to us. But I'm gonna say this. I think the problem is too a lot of and this is what the guy says, right? I might get a little bit hot water for saying this, but I'm a shock jock like Wendy Williams. We just did a video on her. Y'all check it out. We're gonna drop tonight, me and Christy. But I think the problem is, right, and people are probably gonna get mad when I say this. Look, somebody just said this, Marcus. Shout out Facts Over Lies. I think that's a good little channel. It says your medical records are supposed to be taken off your credit report March 2025. Check it out. That's what I heard. That'd be interesting because that dings your credit. And real quick, Christy.
There's some states that you can be arrested if you don't pay your medical bill.
Well, he said that it's gonna be off your credit report in March. I think I've heard that too. But I'm gonna say this.
Good.
Sometimes insurance ain't the best. You know, uh, I'm not insured with health insurance, and I got on my wreck and broke my wrist, and I had to pay out of pocket. Shoot, they took out like $20,000 off the damn bill because I told them I don't have insurance. I want to pay payments or pay it up front, and they're like, "Here's a discount." You know what I'm saying? My wife's starting to think, sis, that it's more expensive to have insurance and be paying these deductibles than to just pay it outright, the whole procedure. Because these hospitals,
Unless,
they
but
tack a lot, put a lot of money on the bill because they know how to do it. They know how to rip off these insurance companies. But that's not what the point I wanted to make. I wanted to. Someone said right here, Marcus, I'll never date another American woman. Let me
oh wow,
let me highlight that. That's the mindset of a lot of men. They say, sis, right, that the American woman is basically masculine. They don't they're independent supposedly. They hate men. They're not traditional enough. Men are going to other countries and finding women that adore them. That uh like them and love them for the most part, because sometimes they get ripped off, right? But the point is, men are going abroad to find women that are more traditional. I've been, watching this kind of content. It's not really passport bros. It's kind of another step above that. It's kind of guys that speak about that stuff, but they also talk about just how America is crumbling, and as far as our traditional values in other countries, they're like in the 80s. They're like in the 80s. This guy's in, I think, Romania, and he said it's like he's like in the 80s or early 90s of America where he's at. Kids playing around, there's women are modest and they're not IG trap thoughts, thirst trappers. And it's a big difference going to other countries, sis, where it's not like America. Real quick, though, I said to say this. So, what I wanted to say about the women is it's like everybody's on social media. It's like what you said, sis. They're not content. It's keeping up with the Joneses. And what do women do on social media? They're putting in their pictures, their filters. They think they're supermodels, right? They get treated a certain way by a bunch of simps, or they try to go get, attention from other men, especially if they're married. How sad is that, right, sis? My wife don't got one selfie on the internet right now, sis. You know what I'm saying? But regardless, I'm
Yeah.
saying, nonetheless, I'm saying that nowadays women are. I want to sound like a red pill bro, whatever they call them, but women. I'm not saying that they're not valued, but
Spit it out.
But sis, okay, we'll get into this one. I'm just saying, it's like the more older a woman gets, they lose market share, right?
Value.
Value,
Yeah.
I guess, right? Because you want to get a woman and
I
marry
mean,
her,
it's been
but
said. It's been,
yeah, but
it's been a huge
let
thing.
me
Yeah.
let me finish my point before I piss off all the women on here and on later. But sis, I'm just saying, like,
For hanging up on you. Just
no,
kidding.
but let's be honest. A man, right? Let's see what you think about this, Christy. A man, and I seen a man, an older man that I know he's widowed, and I seen him on Facebook. You may know this guy, right? And he's an older man. He's probably 60, maybe 50-year old, maybe 50,
Mhm.
55-year-old older Hispanic gentleman. I know the guy, hardworking son of a gun. He likes to travel. He has a big old Chevy truck. He got some money, you know what I'm saying? But I seen the picture of him on my Facebook. I thought about what I'm going to say right now is like, I see value in that man. Even though he might be single, I know he's a hard worker. He could probably care for somebody. He's independent. He's not hooked on substances or alcohol. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see him as an older gentleman and he's highly regarded. Now, if I would have seen an older woman, would I think the same? And not trying to put nobody down, but I'm saying as men get older in age, if they can stay on the correct path, right? And if they're single, I'm saying, I think their value is higher. And they can
Right.
actually, this whole thought process, they can actually go after younger women. And I ain't talking about, 18, 20, whatever per. Either way, that's still legal, right? I'm not trying to even do for that, but I'm just saying older men can get with the younger woman and, have a situation there, right? 20, 30, whatever they are, they can do that.
I think
But
that it
hold
definitely
on, but
happens more that way.
But hold on, let me just finish my train of thought. I'm trying to spit it out correctly. But at the same point, can an older woman get with a younger man? And I'm not talking about no weirdo stuff, y'all. I'm just saying, like, as far as being compatible or having a relationship where, marriage is the end goal. Because that's what I'm saying. Nowadays, a lot of people are getting divorced. They're getting older. Women in particular, they don't want to get married, supposedly. And then they start becoming 30, 40 years old. And they got to compete with younger women that are, younger, more attractive, more fertile. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah.
a lot of women in America are ending up more lonely because they have to compete with younger women in the dating field. And then a lot of women don't want to get married or get married and don't appreciate their marriage, leave their dude and want to go be a thought, and they end up alone. So the point is, I think, like I said, the older man I saw, he looks like he's valuable. Is it the same thing if I would see an older woman? Is she still held in that same regard as value? And I'm not talking about their human life. I'm just saying as far as being a partner or someone that you would want to seek after. Your thoughts, go ahead.
I think you're going to get a lot of hate mails, I think.
But it's an interesting topic.
I
Go
know
ahead.
what you're saying. I know what you're saying. And usually, I mean, to be 100% honest, let's just look at it. Older men that are successful and all of that, they want arm candy. And
Yes.
if they have not married like their high school sweetheart or somebody from a younger age, about the same age as them and equally yoked and bring up a family and their household together. If you have like a single 55-year-old man, like you're talking about, that's very successful and all of that, they usually do want arm candy. Where if you have a 55-year-old woman who maybe was just a housewife, and I don't mean just a housewife because there's a lot of work that goes into that,
Amen.
and I'm not trying to take that away, but that doesn't have maybe the same kind of financial resources that the 55-year-old man that you were talking about, Nino, has. I think it would be harder for her to find somebody, period, younger
Ooh,
or older.
man, Chrissy, they finna put you in the doghouse. They finna go in on you on the comments.
I'm just
Yeah,
kind
for
of looking
real.
at really truly like the way things are.
It's
You
just
look at,
go
go
ahead.
ahead. No, I mean, you just look, I mean, if you just look at like, you know, Demi Moore and Ashton Kutcher was the opposite. And were they equally yoked? Absolutely not. And, you know, I can't remember how much of a, uh, year difference there was in them, but it was a lot. And you just usually do not see older men I mean, older women with younger men.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying that takes away anybody's value. I'm not trying to say any of that, but we just know what it really is. Usually, a successful middle-aged to older man is wanting arm candy and is not going to look at somebody the same age as him, you
Well,
know, for companionship.
well, let's be honest though. I'm not saying women can't find men at a later stage in life or vice versa.
I'm not either.
But I said say this though. I think there's somebody for everybody. I would think, right? But I'm just saying, with the way our core beliefs in America, and in particular Christianity, how as far as the way we're going, sis, I'm
Mm-hmm.
seeing a lot less marriage goals, married couples, long lasting marriages. Like everybody just wants to get a divorce. So I'm saying, I always said it before. I'm glad that I'm married. Me and my wife, we're still dead do us part. We don't care what the Bible says that we're going to live like that, regardless
Yep.
of what. That's just simple and plain. But I always say I would hate to be in the dating pool because I hear a lot of stories, sis. I'm watching these videos because they're interesting, right? These somewhat passport bros and these guys that are giving info. They're not like really red pill videos, but I forgot the guy's name, but he has really good takes on all this, right? About being traditional and he moved to another country. But the thing is, the decline in marriage, happily marriages, and then the mindset of the youth coming in, it's like, what's going to happen to this country one day, sis? Like, we're just getting more into a anti-marriage, anti-relationship, anti-having kids culture, mindset in a nation that's going to, reap what you sow.
Well,
It's
and
something to keep an eye on. Go ahead.
well, I was going to say, you know, and I got to be really careful with my words here, but it's been proven that the V has reduced testosterone in men, and so we don't have near as many alpha males as what we used to have. We have a lot of beta soy boys, but not a lot of alpha men anymore out there either. I watched a Dr. Phil episode. It's been a while back, and it was about a man that had, I can't remember where he got his mail order bride. I can't remember if she
Yeah.
was Russian or Ukrainian, or I really can't remember, but um, he treated her like literally like a slave. I mean, but then claimed to love her and come on Dr. Phil and say he wanted to make things work. But he said, I expect my toilet to be clean every day, and I expect that when I walk in the door that she unties my shoes and has my
Damn.
my bath drawn and all that. I was like, dude, it's a good thing you got you a
Si-
woman like that because I ain't doing all that for nobody.